Land bank. Gotta move it over there every time we have a land bank meeting.
Okay, everything's on.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call meeting of Marion County Land Bank to order. January 8th, 2025 meeting. Any off agenda items? Review of our inventory. Right now we have 1 6-foot piece of property.
That is correct.
1 6-foot piece of property at the Marion County Lake.
There is another little triangle of property in Peabody that the county does own, and we probably need to be putting into the land bank so that we can offer it to up for sale or for. It's not a piece that you can build or do anything with. It's a really small little triangle,
So if we have
and it is in the floodplain.
we
Yeah.
have a legal that we can go by to claim it.
Well, yes, we do. I'll have to research it before the next meeting though. But I just wanted to let you know that we do have that piece over there that the county owns that should potentially be put into the land bank, so.
Any other items to discuss?
So I do have a list that I sent out in the packet there, I believe.
We'll get to it.
I can make a copy if you'd like. I think you
I
sent a
need
land
to
bank
go back
packet.
to the other one. This is the right one.
Okay.
Yeah, I opened the wrong one too.
How far back do I need to go here?
I would have emailed it to you, I think, on
Friday?
Friday.
Okay.
And if you'd like, I can make you a copy of the.
Oh, I think I got the right one here. I'd pulled up the reschedule.
Oh, just the agenda.
Okay.
Okay.
At this time, number one item is to reorganize the board for 2025.
So right now, of course, you're the chairman.
Yes.
Who's the vice chairman? Oh, Randy.
Yep.
And I'm the secretary. So
I'd nominate Kent for chairman.
Any other nominations?
Move nomination cease.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I abstain. Vice chairman?
Nominate Clark Dirks.
Can we do that for a commissioner that's not seated yet, Tina?
this is kind of interesting because of the way that the schedules are gonna be strange. You could potentially do it, or you could, I don't know the legalities of it. I don't see why you couldn't do it because it doesn't have to be a sitting. Our bylaws do say it is the commissioners,
About
so,
an effective date of.
yes.
That
You
would-
can do it that way.
Add that to your motion.
Add that to my motion.
So your nomination stand? Nomination of Clark Dirks for vice chairman of the Marion County Land Bank,
I'll second that.
seconded by Dave. Any other nominations?
Move nomination cease.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Clark, you're vice.
You gonna take the job? Yeah. Okay. You can refuse, but you know,
Okay, and we have.
but I don't think it does anything.
Financial,
If he's not there, then I take over, so.
financial report for 2024.
Okay, so in 2024, we did not take in any money and we did not spend any money. And so our balance is $17,239 in the land bank fund.
Any questions about the financial report? If not, does someone want to move to accept the financial report 2024?
I make that motion.
Moved by Randy,
Okay.
second by Dave. Any questions? Not all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, a review of the draft budget and adopt budget allocation request to send to the county commission for approval.
So in the left column of that document, you can see our 2024 budget. Of course, we did not, in the middle column is our actuals. We did not take in or spend any money. The 2025 proposed budget that I prepared, it looks exactly like the 2024 budget. So basically, it allows for potentially $1,000 in sale of property, and then cost for publications, demolition, and supplies and contractual. Total expenditures budgeted would be the total amount taken in.
I move to approve the budget. 25.
Okay, Dave made a motion to approve the 2025 budget for the land bank. I hear a second.
Second.
Second by Randy. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, I'll send this around for your signature. And remember, this does need to go to the Board of Commissioners for approval during a regular commission meeting.
They're not gonna approve it. Too controversial.
We do have the minutes too from October 7th.
Okay, we do have minutes from our last meeting, October 7th. Has everyone had a chance to review those? If so, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Seconded by Jonah. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, I'll send this out down for your signature.
Okay, review, discuss any new requests. Anybody have anything? Maybe we need to consider in the future.
I don't know all the rules for the land bank. I mean, there's, in our county, there's a lot of towns that need a lot of things. And I don't think our land bank's big enough to help every county and or every city with everything that they need. But I don't know if there's some way to, the idea is, for the way I understand it, the idea is to get property back on the market. And that's the biggest thing to continue. So if you can find some new ways to use this land bank in a,
Well, we may need to communicate a little bit better to some of the really small communities. We got the three largest communities all have a land bank now.
Yeah.
But, you know, there actually may be some folks on city councils and things out there that just doesn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea for anybody that talks to a small community officer that there is an availability there.
Because in the city of Peabody, there's 10 to 15 properties sitting right now that's burned out and just sitting. I mean, I don't know how many in other towns that, and I know that the city of Peabody does not have the funds to do something like to finish burning them down. Or do something like that. You can't do that because you'll get caught by the certain laws, and I got a lot to say about that, but I'll save that for tomorrow. But it's just things that how to help use funds and make them pay back a little bit. You may not get nothing back on it, but if you get
That's the whole concept, is to try to get properties back on the tax roll. Number one priority, so. Okay, anyway, any off agenda items we need to discuss?
Still no news on the tax sale, so, but that involves the tax
Yeah.
land bank.
Yeah.
If things don't go well at the tax sale. So.
The last I heard, we were hoping to have it scheduled sometime in January. I haven't heard in the last 2 weeks, so.
Probably gonna be a little while yet, I guess, so. Okay, next meeting will be, what,
April 7th, I believe.
April 7th. So, if that takes care of the business, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Took up almost the whole time.
We all started 5 minutes late.
Okay, let's begin with the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of
the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome everybody to what was supposed to be the January 6th meeting, but it's actually January 8th. Marion County Commission. Before we start with public comments, I want to thank the road and bridge crews and all the emergency responders, Sheriff's Department, EMS, all the county crews that were out. This blizzard that we just went through, fire departments, there were a lot of fire calls, but they did an outstanding job. So thank you to all our emergency responders. Next item would be public forum. Any public comments? Commissioner?
Public?
Public?
No, I'm public. I'm
Public hat?
public. I'd like to
State your
thank
name.
Randy Dalkey, live in Peabody, Kansas. I'd like to thank all the people in Marion County for supporting me for 20 years. And appreciate that, and I support the commission, and wish the best to this commission, because we gotta stand behind the commission to work forward, to move forward, and it's been a pleasure to that. And I can proudly say that I can walk out of here today. There's been a lot of projects that I've been part of, and very, very happy to be a part of that. And so they've all been good projects. Sometimes some people don't like what the commission does, but it's been good. If they'd sit up here and listen to us quite a bit, I think they would learn that it's a good commission. So thank y'all. This is the last time I'll be leaving that chair and coming to this chair. Now, I may be back at this chair if you guys don't keep it straight, so. But anyway, have a good day. Thank you to the public, and I'm done.
Thank you, Randy. Any other public comments? If not, we'll move to agenda approval. Any additions to the agenda? If not, the agenda is approved.
Commissioner comments at the end.
Okay. Commission comments? Any other additions? Not the agenda is approved. We'll move into administrative. Ashley?
Okay. We have the minutes of December 31st.
Commission's had a chance to review the minutes. Any additions or corrections? Not, is there a motion to approve? Motion by Commissioner Gehring,
I'll second it.
second by Commissioner Crowfoot. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carried 5-0.
Oh, sorry. And then next I have change orders.
Oh, yay.
We only got one sheet to cover. We only got one sheet to sign.
One to sign.
That was the best move ever.
Got a lot to look at.
Remembering back.
I remember signing each and every one of those.
Yep. This one's a little bigger than the most good.
Yeah. I've seen a moped. A long time.
$6.34.
Somebody must have been in town shopping.
Cleaning out the garages.
Somebody must have been shopping for those.
He's like, bring it.
Two of them in the same pack.
You see you on moped. That's kind of unusual. I've never seen them before.
I didn't lose power. My power. I had places out there.
Yeah. Got it tagged.
Well, Alpha from my wife's goat. They did have half inch on it. You know, basically blowing into it.
Alright, I know I should know the answer. What's the rendition?
It's the paperwork that, personal property owners have to fill out and send back to the appraiser's office.
So it's just a
It's
statement.
basically their declaration
Okay.
of what they have.
Or sign it.
Yes.
KSA rule, they changed that. If you don't sign it, you get penalized.
Well, it used to be that they would do a 50% penalty until it was returned, and then once it's returned, then.
And they remember.
So, but yes, they have some law changes this year, so.
They need to change a lot of that, that's.
I think now they don't have to send out the petitions after, I think last year was the first time, or the last time. But I'd have to ask Nikki.
These are all. Andy, when you get the one with the clip those together for me. That's, just clip it. You don't have to sign it.
That's stacked.
That's stacked.
That's the back or the front?
That's the
Clip
back.
it.
That's
Clip
the
it.
back.
Put the clip on.
Clip it.
Don't have to sign them yet, huh?
Nope.
Yeah, it's just a separate
Just
badge.
trying to help keep
staff happy.
Why do you wanna do that? We wanna let them know.
Oh, I should shuffle on.
Right.
One from this pile, one from that.
Yeah. Come on.
Sorry. I thought that was someone else's firm.
Phyllis was looking around.
I was looking at you and Randy and trying to figure out who wasn't figuring it out.
Quite the ringtone.
Oh, that's.
We've been saving these for months and then just add them to them on the last day?
Yep,
They would have done it next week.
there'll be a bunch next week too, I have a feeling.
Yeah.
There are certain times of the year when those can be processed, and we have to hold them for a while.
Passed.
Huh. Yeah, that's a good thing. I'll frame that one, Dave.
Now, we've got the 20 acres of it.
What's going on with it?
It's cleaned up real bad.
That person ain't gonna do it.
There's the sign.
Is there another batch? Or is that just the,
Prior year.
oh, okay.
Seems like.
That clean for
Yeah, so that's the next file, the next clip.
How about these?
Yeah, those go with it.
Leave them?
Yeah. Everything left before the sign-in sheet, the sign-off sheet.
These are all new.
Is this the sign-in sheet?
No, no,
We got it right here.
Sign off,
Just the sign sheet.
the sign.
Sign in, sign off, sign by.
Send your life away.
If they're loaded, slide on. Load about.
There's a specific exception just
Oh,
for
the
that.
public.
Okay.
Get on there.
Got it.
All right, yes.
Here's some more, huh?
Yeah, we got two of them to send back.
Got the sign sheet?
Those two are done. There's that.
Sign sheet is
It's over there.
over there. It is? Oh, it's in there.
It's in there. It's on the back of that second one.
All right,
Hide and seek.
they'll find it.
We'll get it.
I wanna shuffle.
Flip it over.
You could just clip them all and just toss them up in the air.
Ooh.
I wanna survive.
But we don't want to upset Sharon.
We're good.
That's all I have.
All
Alright, administrative.
Okay, here are a few things for you. Could you pass them around? While this is being passed around, I do have the land bank budget in the amount of $18,239 for approval.
Move to approve.
We didn't approve it?
The commission has to approve it too.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Dahlke. Questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carried 5-0.
Okey doke. Okay, oh, did you not get one? Did you guys pass around the?
Oh, did I?
No, Dave's got two.
Oh, okay, thank you. So, this is pertaining to the custodial contract.
An extra one?
Here. Oh, maybe it's on my show. Okay, that's all right. I think one of them might have been for Brad, but. So basically, what I've given you there, this would be the after I've done some negotiating with the specific service levels, for the cleaning contract, I've given you the different facilities, the current and the proposed amounts. So for the courthouse, the current monthly that we are spending is $3,602. The proposed is $4,355. The jail reception is going down, and then the 1240 commercial and the annex are no change. So overall, the annual increase is 10% for those facilities. And then, as you know, we're getting ready to have a major change in scope for the health department. So currently at St. Luke, we are paying $605, and the new facility, the proposed prorated amount for each month is $1,591. And my recommendation is to accept.
I appreciate the negotiation that you did.
And is that an annual contract?
We can make it whatever you want. But yes, the idea would be that it would be for the entire year.
Any other questions? Randy?
I see the new facility went from 605 to 1591, is that what you?
Yep.
What all does that include that they're gonna do?
That is, it's basically all the cleaning services. So it'd be the floors, the trash, the bathrooms, the counters, everything. The only thing they don't do is clean the inside of refrigerators and microwaves.
Is there
The
that,
glass on the vestibule. So we've got, besides the size of the facility, we also have less carpeted floors and more of the hard floors, which take a little bit more care than a carpet.
Any other questions? If not, I approve the proposed contract. It's L&S Services? Sorry.
No. L&L.
L&L
Oh my
Services.
gosh,
Sorry. I did so much work with it.
that's okay.
Proposed contract for 12 months, 1 year. Is there a second?
Second,
Second by Commissioner Crowfoot. Discussion?
You think they would go any longer? Would they go an 18-month contract, you think?
I can check.
I'd like to get it tied down with one. I know that, going out several years probably isn't gonna work, but I'd like to see an 18-month contract on that if possible.
I put the rest of your building in encumbrance, so you're.
I wouldn't have any opposition to that, but
Would we be able to approve it with an annual contract with the potential and of extending that to the 18 months?
I would agree to that.
Okay.
Motion can stay on the floor.
I would amend the motion to include the extension of 6 months. The second. Randy, Dave seconded. Dave, is that?
yeah.
Long second. Okay, other discussion? All those in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carried 5-0.
Okay.
And then the only other, wait, I lost my list. The only other two administrative items that I have are both executive sessions, so those can wait. If you'd like, or we can do,
We've got Isaac at 1. Either of those be 5 minutes? I don't think so.
yeah, it could be.
Okay, which one would you like?
Let's do the property acquisition.
I move that we recess into executive session in order to discuss preliminary property acquisition pursuant to KSA 75-4319B. Item 6, preliminary discussion acquisition of real estate with the commission and Tina for 5 minutes. That'd be from 12:53 to 12:58.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gehring. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carried 5-0. Back in 5 minutes, 12:58.
Okay.
Okay, out of executive session, no action taken, but I believe we do have a motion.
I would like to inform the public that out of some conditions in Peabody area down there, we've stepped out and looked around for some property and have found some property for future expansions of whatever happens down there. Basically, Road and Bridge is the first start, but if an ambulance building comes along and needs to be, this property could be possibly built there. So for just call it major improvements in that area down there. And my following motion will describe what we're going to do. I move to purchase approximately 4.71 acres in Section 33, Township 21, South Range 3 East, commonly referred to partial ID CAT 0247 for $25,000, plus the county-owned property located at 106 West First Street in Peabody, commonly referred to as a partial ID PEC 0124, Peabody Road and Bridge Shop, and to authorize the county administrator to sign in related agreements and closing documents.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gehring. Discussion? Say this provides the opportunity for much needed improvements.
Yes, yes, and I happen to live within 1 block of the county shop and have watched water many years go down to around that building, and if it wouldn't have been for our good employees that went down and saved some of our equipment, we would have had some equipment ruined, like we had some others in other places, just due to heavy rains and storms, but this is something that we can avoid and move forward, so it's a good deal. Thank you.
Yes.
I'd like to say this is the commission looking ahead to the future to build a stronger, better Marion County.
Any other comments?
Long needed in that area.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay. Motion carried 5-0.
Isaac?
Yes.
I'll do it in commission comments, so we're gonna do it late, right? Afterwards.
We added that.
I'm ready for you, Isaac.
I thought it was. Hey Isaac,
How we doing?
everybody out ice fishing?
There's been a few.
Oh, they catch anything?
Well, yeah, they are. I don't know if it's worth the travel. I know Sunday morning there was a guy there at 5:30 in the morning said he drove over from Newton, and I was crazy. Wow.
Good to get here.
Okay.
Did he get a seat in there?
Yeah. I will take one of these and just grab one. I think I got them all paper clipped together. Thank you. Yes.
There's one of them, right?
Yeah, there should be everything in on one of those paper clips. Yeah, that I always got.
Well, I got it.
Is that the last one? No, I wrote it all down because I never know how many to bring. So
There's in there next year.
There's no. But do you want one?
Tina isn't making it right.
I'll take one. If she needs it, I can give it to her. Okay, so, kinda my plan here, I just wanted to, we'll go over all this stuff one page at a time. If you guys have any questions or wanna go over anything, just interrupt me and, we can explain it. I think everybody's paperwork should be in order, so my plan kinda just start at the top here and we'll go one page at a time. To start here, so this first page, this is our revenue report, what we brought in this year, from the county lake office. We have it separated between the trailer park, the lake hall, the county permits, which would be like your boating permits, camping fees, lake hall rental, or not lake hall rental, storage, and then we have a total there at the end. So pretty much to make everything clear, down here at the bottom, on the 2024 total, you'll see we brought in $69,900 from the trailer. Lake Hall, $8,790. County permits, $58,981 for a total of $137,671. On those, right underneath there in a little smaller font, I kind of have our expenses broke out. So with the trailer park, our electrical expense for that entire trailer park for the year was $18,665.80. The lake hall, we're able to do that between electricity and gas. The total expense there for us was $5,641.89. So underneath that, I have the previous 3 years information as well. There's something that stands out there, and it is gonna be the trailer rent for 2023. So what has happened there was when we were in the conversations last 2 years ago of raising trailer rent, a lot of trailer owners went ahead and paid for an entire year advance when they were due. And so that is why that number is so high. Typically in the past, we've seen right around 65,000. So moving forward from here, our numbers should closely correspond with about $90,000. So we have 52 trailers. They were paying $1,200 a year, which would total out right around $62,400. Now with the new lot rent, we should be around a total of around $93,500 a year. But that's what's happened there. So a lot of them paid that year when they were due. So we didn't get payment really from some of them this year at all because they paid that in advance when it was due to try to avoid that increase right there on January 1st. But yeah, the total's there. The good thing, the positive thing there is if you look under the county permits, we were higher than we've ever been there at the 58,981. I will say we had a very busy summer. Everything went really well. That new campground upgrade, we did not have a single problem as far as the power goes in that campground. We did have a lightning strike there. I think that was late July. It caused a couple of issues with some campers, but as far as our pedestals and all that goes, we really skated by without any major issues.
Is that the major thing on the county permits, is just the camper?
So it would be, it would probably be our highest income under that. We got that. We'd have storage, the boat storage. Okay. We'd have all of our boat permits. So when people come in and get that Marion County sticker for their boat, that's included on there. ATV permits is included on there for the side-by-sides and the golf carts. Cool. I think that's it. But yeah, the camping permits is by far probably the biggest income there under those county permits.
So how many boats do you have permitted?
How many? So this year we bought 550 stickers, I believe. We had 23 stickers left over at the end of the year. So a little over 500 boats is what we did. And that number has also gone up, I think, about every single year. Are there any other questions on that page?
Very good summary on that.
Okay, so if you flip to the next page, we have this is just our total utility expense. It covers everything for the entire park. So we'll go over this. Our electricity expense was $43,036.21. Gas, $7,907.01. Our water expense was $19,621.87. Sewer, $23,316. And trash was $7,372.55. Our yearly total there was $101,253.64. On this, on our utility expenses, I don't have this posted on here, but I did go back and I looked at it just if you guys are curious. From 2023, our total expense was $95,620.99. Out of that, the big increase from 2023 to 2023 to 2024 was electrical. So in 2023, our electrical expense was $36,323.25, and this year was the $43,036. So that, everything else as far as our expenses go, utilities, were pretty much the exact same number. Our electricity jumped about $6,000 this year from the previous years.
That was Evergy's rate hike.
I was gonna say, it, you know, the part of it, which we'll look at here on the next page, and you can kind of compare, 'cause it breaks it out. The next page is our trailer, just the trailer park, electrical expense. If you look at the numbers there, our total was $18,665.80, which really is pretty on par with where we've been every single year in the past. I'm not sure what happened in 2022. You can see that number was $21,807, which was significantly higher than it's been the previous 5 years. But it dropped back down in 23, and this year in 24, we sat pretty much where we've been on average for the last 5 years. So on that electricity expense, I do think, looking at our campgrounds, our prices that we paid in the campground in 2024 was a big part of where that increase was from 23 to 24. Because the lake hall was pretty much on par where it has been in the past. Our office was pretty much on par where it has been in the past, and the shop was the same. So I think our campgrounds was where that increase in electrical expense really was. I don't know if that's a bad thing necessarily. I think it's a mixture of one, jumping 250 amp and some of those campers pulling more power. I also think it has something to do with traffic increasing. But looking at those numbers, it did seem like that was where that jump from 23 to 24 really came from, was campgrounds. Are there any questions on the utilities?
One of them years when we talked about, there was a spike in the gas too.
Yes, there was. So that was actually last year, and I will tell you the same thing happened this year, and thankfully we got it broken out. So it was the heated dock. And what happened was we did not get a single bill for the entire year. And then we got smacked with one, I think it was in like September, October. And the exact same thing happened this year. But they came back, they had I think it was 10 Heated Dock Drive supposedly as their mailing address. So we hadn't received any of them. And then they came back and we got it all straightened out, and they sent us the invoices for all the previous year or all the previous months and it made a lot more sense. But that did happen last year.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Were there any other questions on that utilities page?
How much lighting do we pay for streetlights around the lake?
Yeah, so there are, there's honestly quite a few. So you're talking about just like the lights on a pole?
Yes.
Overhead lights, yes. So we pay for pretty much everything except around the ones that are directly around Lakeshore Drive. So all of them that we have in our campgrounds are county. We have, I think, 3 per Fisherman Lane, 3 on Camper Lane in the trailer park, those are our county. We have 1 down at the heated dock, which is, or we have, sorry, 2 down by the heated dock, which is county. We have 1 down by our boat ramp in front of the office, which is county. And we have 1 at each shelter house, which is also county. And then we also pay for the lighting inside those shelter houses as well, which is pretty minimal, minimal, but yeah.
I wonder who pays for the ones around Lakeview Road?
So sorry,
Lakeshore Drive.
we do, it's just separate. So those are the ones that Evergy own.
Yes.
And then, sorry, maybe that's where I was mistaken. I was talking about the ones that county own compared to the ones we don't own. But yeah, we still pay for the ones around Lakeshore Drive on the inside. I think if it's on the inside, yeah.
It's a monthly fee.
It's a monthly fee.
But just like your cities do.
Yeah.
They pay like 10, I don't know what it is now, it used to be 9 to 10 when I was there, but it's probably 15 to 20 now, a month at least. I'm paying 20 on one through Evergy, so.
And I know, I haven't looked real close to it to see if it's a big difference. And I mean, what we've been doing is especially the ones that we own, the county own, as they've been going out, we've been switching them from the old school to LED. Now, I haven't really compared if there's a savings there or not.
I was just looking at how many around the lake, is there 30 of them, 40 of them that we pay for around the lake?
I'm guessing probably close to around there, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a bit that, if you don't think about it, I mean, we're charging it all to the lake. Campers and things like that, and right there, but it's actually the whole lake that's getting advantage of that, so, just for information. Yeah, thank you, go ahead.
Any other questions on the utilities? Okay, were there any questions on the trailer expenses there?
When you say that, you're talking about the rock you put in, you're talking about any labor at all?
No, that is, this right here is strictly just electrical. You know, it's kind of one of those things, it's hard for us to gauge how much, you know, because there are other expenses involved in that, water, sewer, things like that, but we're billed on a flatly gallon usage, so it's hard to say, well, who does how much, yeah. The thing that I looked at is if you look at electrical, if you go back to our utility expense, for the park, our total's $43,000 on electrical. In the trailer park, it's $18,665, which is a little under. It's under half. So I just like to think, you know, sewer and water, if you take that number a little less than half, I don't know if that's close, but you know, it's hard to do because we can't tell exactly how much water they're using with the way that it's set up out there. Okay, the next page, we have the report from our bait shop. So in 2024, this year, we had an annual expense of $19,886.72. We had a total revenue of $25,250.29 for a profit of $5,363.57. We've kept it real, it's pretty simple.
Those numbers will be better next year. There's no payback.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah,
So the expenses will go down.
taxes, yeah, but, I feel like it's really been a big benefit for not necessarily the lake, but for the users of the lake. We continue to get a lot of compliments, you know, people always wanna see more. Yeah, but for what we have and for what we had when I started, I do feel like it's been a big improvement. You know, whether if it's just for a couple of Cokes, water, whatever the case is, which we probably sell more drinks than anything else, but another year we did have a profit there, so.
So just for clarification on the total annual expense, are you counting the transfer back to the lake or not? The five, okay, so that's,
So it will remain, okay.
okay.
Transfer back.
Well, you know, cause from your park and lake, we started that with 15,000 seed money, and so then we've been doing $5,000 transfers each year, so,
No, I did not
okay,
factor that into these numbers here. No.
okay, thanks.
Are there any questions about that?
That was one of those things that pained us for about 2 years. Decide if we were gonna do that or not. So,
Yeah,
it worked out.
Yeah, it's a little more, it's a little more work and everything, but I mean,
Big asset though.
yeah, for the people that are out there, I mean, never heard anybody said that they're unhappy that we brought it back. I mean, everybody's really happy that it is there, whether, like I said, if just for something small or whatever the case is, saves them a trip to town. So there has been a lot of positive feedback about having that back out there. And then on our last page here, and this is just kind of a breakout of our pricing. This is our pricing from this past year. I just kind of wanted to go over everything with the information from the previous pages. I guess just to make sure that all's good as we get ready to get everything in line for 2025. I didn't know if you guys had any issues with any of the pricing or the way that we have things priced, or
Just off the top of your head,
Mhm.
since we've raised the prices, how many days did you rent the lake hall, the whole hall, for $300 a day? Just approximately.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
I'm gonna say for one group, I'm gonna say maybe 8.
8 times.
Yeah, and normally every time it's been for a wedding or
Okay.
or a reception. It seems like those have been our big ones. Now, there's been a lot of times where we have the whole lake rented out, but a half here and a half there.
Right.
Yeah. But as far as somebody renting it, and normally when they do rent it for the whole hall all day, it's normally like a 2-day thing. They'll have it for a Saturday and a Sunday, or a Friday night, and then again on Saturday.
Want to decorate.
Yeah.
And that is usually in the heat of the summer, or a lot
Normally.
of times, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Is there ever any, just for commission to think about, is there ever any time that air conditioning itself would eat as much as it costs to cool that building? Eat that 300 up, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just,
Well, and I mean,
I'm gonna refer to Jonah to think whether there's ever a possibility of that happening or not, I don't know.
I don't know, he'd still know better than me, I mean, as far as what the demand is.
right. Well, and and that's kind of where, I guess, going back to that front page on the revenue report, looking at that electric expense and that gas expense, I mean, it costs more to heat it, which is crazy, than it costs in electricity over the course of a year. And if you think about the gas bill, we don't even really use that 7 months out of the year, 6 months out of the year. I do think switching, we switched that building over to LED, and I do think that helps, but the heating of it seems to be a bigger issue than the electrical.
But you don't drain anything nowadays. It's still heated all year.
It is.
They used to shut it down.
Yeah, and
And
yes.
drain it and not have that cost, so.
People use it all.
I mean,
year
well,
round,
and
too.
yeah, and that, and I know because we've talked about that. Gerald's mentioned it to me. I think they did that while he was still here. And it's something that, we have talked about. I do know that it is, and this year was the same, especially on your typical weekends compared to the summer, compared to the winter, it's not even close, as far as usage goes. Thanksgiving is always big, Christmas is always big. Whether it's a business Christmas party or a family Christmas party that doesn't have a place big enough to handle everybody. But on your typical week schedule, it's definitely a lot quieter during the winter. And, it is kind of I don't know, without
deals.
really shutting it down and looking at the numbers, it's hard to tell if it pays off or not.
Right.
I've just felt like it's used enough to
Leave it on.
justify it. Yeah,
That's good.
but
That's good.
You don't. Then you start getting into plumbing problems and all kinds of stuff too, so.
Take long, you freeze one up.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
You
so
have
much
a problem.
better to let the water
But
run.
a simple like Ecobee system thermostat might be well, I mean, it's a low cost way to really analyze something like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
How long ago, was it, have we been 2 years into the ATV licensing?
I think this is year 3 or 4. I think this will be 4.
I think
Kansas
we need-
opened up
we
all
need-
back
We need to
roads.
make sure that we keep that in line with what Marion's charging,
Yeah.
or Hillsborough, or other towns in the county that are doing that.
So I believe, and you know, this is where we're different, cause I mean, I'm gonna say 70% of the people out there that have the sticker have the same sticker for the city of Marion. You know, it's kind of the same group that use both, not all of them, but a majority of them. So the city offers a 1-year, or you can, I think you can buy, from what I understand, you can buy a 2-year plan. So you can pay, I think they have it at 40 a year, or you can get 2 years for 75.
Oh.
And so it's kind of
I didn't know where we, you know,
Yeah.
where we were at on that,
Yeah.
you know, cause
we're
some of,
sitting at 50.
it just seems to me like that's a headache for you guys.
At times.
I'm not out there very much, but I hear people say, I don't know, kids are still going by, or so-and-so.
Well, and I know too, and we talked about it a lot this summer. There's times on a weekend, you know, there's just as many of those as there is vehicles out there. And that's not exaggerating by any means. Between the golf carts and the side-by-sides, there's probably sometimes there's more of those than there are vehicles out there.
Okay, Mr. Police Officer, how many times have you had to pull somebody over and say, get your sticker?
So we have taken 3 stickers since I've been there, and I'll just tell you, pretty much the way I've handled it is the first time you'll get a warning. I mean, and then the second time it's gone. And like you said, there's really 3 things that we have major issues with them, and some of them have gone down, some of them are still kind of a constant battle. One is people driving or letting their children drive that don't have a driver's license, which is in the rules to operate one of those out at the lake.
And overloading them.
The other thing is them taking them off-road, or driving through grass or whatever, just getting off of our roadways. And then the third thing is, especially like right now, is when it's snowy or it's muddy or whatever the case is, going out and, you know, ripping kitties or whatever you wanna call it, which those 3 things have been the 3 things that do cause us the most headaches with them. Now, you know, the golf carts, that issue is mainly just kids. The ATV and side-by-sides, we really don't have the kids issue as much, but they're the ones that like to, you know, every once in a while, they'll go into the prairie grass or whatever you wanna say, and spin circles or do it on the gravel and throw gravel places. Those are the 3 issues that we do deal with.
Well, I mean, it just seems like it's a huge benefit for those people that wanna have them.
Yeah.
That, you know, I'm not saying all the others don't, I'm sure not all of them do.
Right.
And they wonder why we.
But, you know, charge them $50 a year, it seems to me like that's kind of a drop in the bucket for all the fun they're having.
Well, and when we opened it up, it was interesting to see, but I mean, I've talked to a lot of people out there, and every year there's more and more. You know, it's not going away.
It's kind of way of life.
Yeah, it is, and that's it. I mean, I don't know, pretty much everybody, you know, there's trailer owners from all over the place, and they can have them in their cities, and it just seems like it's a thing that people are kind of becoming a common thing, whether it's a golf cart or the side-by-side. Me personally, the golf carts are a little easier to keep track of than those side-by-sides. I mean, a lot of those are just as fast, if not faster than a vehicle, but you know, and at the same time, there's people that have really nice ones that you know you never have to worry
I just think, you know, if you see the usage continue
to increase.
we need to look at that
And I don't have it with me, but I mean, I can go back and look at how many of those permits we've issued over the last, I think it's probably been 4 years since we opened it up, and we can look at,
They come in every year, they'll renew, right?
Yes, yeah.
The only other thing that I see is, since I get to sit on a lawnmower so much here in the last few years, that when somebody goes out there and cuts that kitty, you don't know until
Well,
middle of
that's-
summer
yeah,
when you're mowing.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly,
that
yeah.
just aggravates you every time you run over it. Oh,
This
God.
is that whole thing up for the whole year.
Yeah, you
that's-
feel it, yeah.
Same way with the boat storage. I don't know much about boat storage prices.
Yeah. And I mean, we're cheaper than most, but we also don't, what do I wanna say, we don't provide any protection, you know, I mean,
It's a spot.
And so it's kinda, I don't know if there's anywhere else that really has storage like that around here to compare to, but I will tell you there's not a shortage of people that want those spots either.
Okay, wow.
We have a waiting list and it's constantly full, so,
Convenience.
yeah, and that's a lot of it, yep.
But that's not a big money maker to begin with.
Yeah, right.
500 boats, so $20 a month.
No expense, that's what's nice about that, yeah.
It might be.
Other questions for Isaac?
Are we thinking about raising camping price?
Well, we did that,
Yeah, we did that not too long ago.
yeah, 2000, and I think that was 22 going into the 23 season, we raised it, yeah. And it seems to be, I'll tell you, so we had a they call it the Small Lake Managers Meeting, so it's me and Marion County Lake, and then you got Harvey County East, Lake Afton, Wellington, Winfield. And we kinda compare all that stuff with the first year I was there, we were the lowest out of all of them. We're pretty much right in the middle of the pack right now.
I mean, with all our upgrades and everything,
Well, and yeah,
we offer more services next year. So this would be the time to do it,
look
'cause
at it, yeah.
we have a reason.
But I don't think we need to cause any more inflation for the type of people that are out there camping. A lot of them are doing it because they can't afford an RV.
Okay, Tina, do we need an?
Pretty nice trailers out there.
Well, yeah.
I don't think so, cause they're
There's no
the same.
Yeah, no, there's no change.
Is there any desire to change any of the rates?
No, I just thought I'd mention those.
Any other questions for Isaac?
Just like to say thank you, Isaac, for the job you've done out there and keep it going. And if you've got a problem, come talk to these people. I mean, they'll talk to you.
Just to follow up on that, there've been a lot of changes in 4 years. I think the experience at the lake has really, really improved and your leadership there shows.
Thank you.
Let's
Yeah,
keep moving forward.
okay, thank you guys.
How's the disc golf go?
Say that again?
Golf out there?
The disc golf? So we've been doing, there's been 3 tournaments there a year for the last, I think 3 years. Chingawassa's done one and that is by far the biggest one. There's another one that's put on by a kid that's local here that lives in Emporia, so I don't know how much you know about disc golf. I didn't know a lot until I started out there, but I guess Emporia is the biggest disc golf city in the entire country.
It's got the big,
Yeah, they have their national tournament there, so there's a lot of guys from over in that area that, you know, they'll come over and play in those tournaments. I think the most we've had was maybe 70 people out there playing for one of those tournaments, but I don't play, but, you know, it seems like there's always a few out there, 1 or 2, you know, especially over the summertime that play.
The Reservoirs just put one in at the Marion Cove
Oh, did they?
just in the last month, I think.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's becoming a fairly popular sport.
kind of like pickleball.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Wonder if the business at Harrington, there was a business in Harrington, the old Alco store wall. I wonder if they're still there.
They are.
Oh, cool.
And I believe they're the ones that helped, from my understanding from the conversations I had, they are the ones that kinda helped get this started out here at the lake.
Could have been.
Or pushed
Could've
maybe
been.
to get
Could've been.
something going out there.
Could have been. But yeah, they Had quite a little business there, I was surprised.
Okay. Anything else? If not, thank you again, Isaac.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I made 8. I said, I never know how many.
That's
days.
great, thank you.
All right, on the agenda, we're ready for our executive session on hiring discussion. We can do this in one, can't we?
Just invite.
Maybe
Yes, you could do it in one and
invite
then,
the candidate in during the.
Right.
I think 40 minutes or 30 minutes?
probably 30.
All right, let's do 30 if we need to expand it. I move that we recess into executive session in order to discuss hiring of EMS director pursuant to KSA 75-4319B. That's item 1, personal matters, not elected personal performance, with commission and Tina and the candidate for 30 minutes. That'd be from 1:35 to 2:05. Second by Commissioner Gearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carried 5-0. Back in 30 minutes at 2:05. All right, out of executive session, no decisions made. That concludes the regular agenda except for commission comments. Commissioner Becker?
Well, I'll start my comments. Randy, it's been an honor to serve with you. Been
Likewise, sir.
almost 9 years.
Yes.
So the better part of a decade we've sitting here.
It's longer than
Anyway,
marriages.
It's always, I've worked with a lot of people in my life, but I've always known that I've worked with honest people here. And you're an honest person. I wish you the best, Godspeed, blessing for your family. Dave, we've been together here in 4 years, and I was just thinking, we also had a term on planning and zoning. 8 years with Dave. So, it's been an honor serving with you, and both you guys have a wealth of knowledge. So use it some more. Anyway, so I just wish God's blessing on both of you.
Well, I really appreciate the time on the commission with you. I really appreciate the time getting to hang out with a legend over here, because my entire time that I have been in Marion County, Randy has always been a commissioner. I've never not had Randy as a commissioner.
Or a permanent thing.
Would anybody know if anybody has ever served longer than Randy Dalton in this county?
I think we have a list.
It'd
How long was
be
Bob
interesting to
Hine
know,
on
'cause
there?
you've gotta be, if you're not the top of the list, you gotta be real close.
Charles DeForest was one, but he served 2 different times, and I don't know what his total time is.
We put him in some old time gear, take a black and white photo and stick it downstairs in that little rack
I would do that just for the heck of
and
it.
make you sign the bottom of it,
Yeah.
a pipe.
Yeah, I use a quill.
Yeah.
Well, Dave,
Let me see.
I'll start with you first.
Okay.
I've known you for a long time. It's been a good time knowing you sitting here. I didn't know you otherwise except dealing with gas company and through your
Straight
business.
here.
Kent, likewise, everything you said, I can repeat back to you is that knowing when we're sitting here that everybody's honest and not, I think I had some real difficulty when things weren't honest in this table. And that's terrible. I had a hard time accepting that. So, getting on down the road to Jonah, now that guy, he started with a guy called Gibb. And this guy didn't know what Kansas was even hardly. I mean, he was green. I mean, and I asked Gibb, I said, "You think this kid's gonna make it?" He said, "Oh, I think so. Yeah, I brought him here. So anyway, that's the first time I met Jonah, and known him ever since. And then one night I decided to found a piece on Facebook or something, and it's a piece of property, and I said, I don't know. Let's look it up, and we call and find out who it is. happened to be that guy. We bought that piece of property from him, so.
That was before I was commissioner.
Yeah, before he was commissioner. Oh, yes. Yep, that's true. That.
Make sure there's no
Didn't have-
dealings going
didn't have
on
no
there.
clue that you was gonna do that. Dave Mueller, as like you said out in the hall, Dave, you was here representing, you sat on this side of the table and representing, even brought a bucket in of chunks of blacktop and threw it on our desk and
Actually,
said,
that was the neighbor, not me. I didn't bring the.
he was right there carrying
I
it
was
with him.
with him.
Yeah, and arguing from that side of the table. And I
Yes,
said,
on that side.
that guy's, he's a pain in the butt up there, I mean, you know. But no, Dave, I got to know you, and I think there was many times that I might have called and said, when's your signature gonna be on the line? And finally, one day I get a phone call and he says, hey, I'm gonna run this time. He said, I think it's time. So it's been great to go that far and know you like that, Dave, from one side to the other side, and so yes, that's been a good deal. And then for this person called a county administrator. She started back about the same time I started up here too, and she come through that way. And Tina, I'm glad to see you progress. We learned how your work ethics are. That's why you probably got the job. And there's still some things that in this new job that's probably slapping you in the face. And so work on them and take your work ethic and continue that. And I know that it'll all be a good thing. So.
Thanks, Randy.
And then the other county clerk here, you drug her in she lived here and then she moved out of the county. So, hey, good luck with your new county clerk's job. So, I do have one thing though, you know, we talked about here not too long ago, a road down in my district that they was wanting to close. Harvey County was wanting, the township was wanting to close and blah, blah, blah. The township, and I wish Brad was here because he attended the meeting and I didn't get to, but I had a phone call last night from that Harvey County Planning and Zoning Commission, and they voted unanimously to tell that township that they better spend some money. And because that township had only spent $3,500 in labor all year long last year. And that the Planning Commission just laughed. I mean, because they're not helping do this road, but some of the other people around there just don't understand how come they don't go ahead and just fill that hole, try it, see what happens, build the road back, let it stay as is, and everybody pretty well would be controlled. But there was over 30 people there at that Planning Commission trying to tell the Planning Commission, come on now, this road needs to stay open. And it's not so much just that road, it's because down the road a mile is this double main track that the railroad sets on and blocks all clear from Peabody to the 2 miles out, blocks all the main traffic on this other road, and so they have to go around this county line road to get around there. And so there's a lot of the farmer from Marion County was there last, I guess, and what this person told me, he said, very good show, but I wanted you guys to know that we've got that kind of reputation that wanting to keep that road for the safety sake of not only that, but fire and EMS. If they get out there and there's a train, then if it was dry, they could go around. It's not rocked, but so that's one thing. Adios, amigos. I'm done. I tell you what, I've enjoyed every bit of it. So I'm ready to walk out the door and tell the wife I'm hers for a while. So
Finally?
finally.
That's a good thing or bad thing, huh?
Yeah. 20 years of Mondays. If you stop and think about it, 20 years of Mondays, that's a lot of days.
A
So
lot of Mondays.
yeah. So
But when you go out to eat, you're still gonna be pulled aside and talk.
Yep. I told one guy today, that was his last message he was gonna give me. And I know.
Well, 7 years of Mondays would be a year, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Put a few years in.
A lot of years. Yep. Well, Randy, thank you for all your experience. Like I said before, when we first took up, we were kind of had button heads, but learned a lot from you. So we appreciate all the years you've done for the county. And when I was on that side of the table, didn't have a clue. Didn't have a clue.
Yeah, it's just a little easier over there, ain't it?
It was a lot easier.
I remember that.
You know, you don't realize until you come on a commission, you think, oh, I'd probably know how to do that. And after about 2 committees, meetings are going. And so we're blessed. We've got an administrator and a clerk that can hand feed us. And we'll Be praying that you do.
Gonna take a couple minutes. I originally thought I'd bring the whiteboards back,
Yep.
but I didn't.
Oh,
They're in the
shucks.
garage. I had them put in the pickup, and no, I'm not gonna, that'd take a half an hour to go through the whiteboards, but that's a memory. We did our strategic planning with Wichita State. We set our goals. We put out
Did pretty good with them.
We did really good with them, because I actually was looking through them all. I know you've accomplished so much in 20 years, but in the last 4 years,
That's 4 year good.
we've accomplished a lot. One of the best was doing the bonds on roads. We hit the bottom of the market, and we were able to do, as much as everyone complains about the roads, the paved roads in Marion County are better than they've ever been. I still go down Indigo, and I can't believe that's Marion County. Marion County never poured concrete roads. But think of what that's gonna save us in the long term. That's an investment in the future. And now, west of Lincolnville, it's beautiful. But none of those would have happened if we hadn't done the bond financing, and now we're making money on interest. So the timing of that was excellent to get road work done. It was, to me, appropriate. Isaac was in today, all the improvements at the lake in the last 4 years. The electrical, the dam, almost forget about the dam repair. That was
The dam.
And then the heated dock, that was a year-long process to get the heated dock in place.
Yeah, and there was a trip and fall there in the middle of that, and still came through, still came out of it.
Before.
Yeah. Still came through though.
It was completed, and it's a huge asset to the lake. So I think a lot of good progress has been done with the lake. The best has been getting an administrator in place. I still contend that saved us money. We got the right person.
Never went revenue neutral as long as I've been sitting here.
No, and you wouldn't.
And you might not again.
Well,
We hope so, but.
With that, and
But there's years, we never sat there 7 to 8 years or 10 years within 1 mil of another, up or down.
Yeah.
And that's, even though you're living off of that, the
value.
valuation increase, but yet, I mean, that was a pretty good accomplishment, we felt, to still give our employees raises and stuff like that. Somewhere that money's gotta come in, and if there's only one sad part that I know of that we're sort of failing in, that I don't know where it's gonna go, and you three is gonna be the start of it, and that's our transfer station. I mean, what we gotta pay with what comes in, and it's getting expensive. I mean, it always has, will be. I don't know, there's some different avenues out there. I'd sure maybe keep pursuing some of that, see if that's available, because there's companies around, maybe even wants a part of it. And if we can, I don't know if our state will let us completely out of it, because that's why we're in it, is because the state, when Theo and them wanted to sell, and get out of it, or the lawsuit and all that happening, why the county had to step up. And so I don't know all that answers to that, but anyway, it's one of them things that
That's one of those, I've always told people that either thinking about getting into some type of position like that, or even though I said, it seems like we never get anything done. But then then you look at it like a 4-year term, and you look back, well, wait a minute, we did get that done, and we did get that done. But it just seems like, it's a different way of looking things than it did when you're using your own money or you're in private business and you don't have all of the hoops to jump through.
And the wheels turn slow.
yeah.
sometimes the wheels turn slow is good. You don't jump off that cliff.
But the thing is,
Get right up to
the
it.
thing is to just keep focused on the inside.
One thing that I think, just bringing it up, talking about that over the years, the two things that I was involved in is some thefts of Marion County stuff, and that really, these people, Tina's really gotta be aware of it now in her position. She wasn't so much as county clerk, but yet that's what led her to some of the things that she's seen. And so, it's something that you gotta do, is protect us people that don't have no say in anything, and just sometimes if you smell a rotten egg, why, you gotta check it out, see where the rotten egg's at, so. I think that's one thing that I was very disappointed in, finding that both of the situations that we've had, and it disappointed me something fierce. But that's, look forward and move forward with it, we did, so.
One last item that was on our list was reestablishing leadership in Marion County. So proud of Tina and Ashley both, and Jared Yauk has really stepped up to make that a really good leader. The comments coming back are just really good. So, all right, with that, anything else?
I just wanna say it's been fun with everybody. And I think we have a good group here going the same direction. Hopefully with the new members, we can all get on the same page and help Marion County and not destroy anything that we got built or started. There's a lot of things in the background, I can't tell you what they are now, but I know there's a lot of things started that will keep popping up. We've got a good crew, I feel, of employees. We've got good leadership in every department. I can't think of any department I'd want to replace. And I appreciate you guys' effort, and I enjoyed my time doing it. I'm gonna get feeling better here pretty soon.
Good. That's top of the list.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't wanna say it's been fun, but it's been educational. I mean, I got 40 other girls over here I could have fun with.
There you go.
No, it's been educational, and I'm glad I could help you guys. You help us. Don't be strangers. I'll see you out here in the audience.
Not gonna happen.
Oh, yeah.
All right, anything else? Not, I move to adjourn. Second by Commissioner Gearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay. We are adjourned.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh.